Hello everyone and welcome to today's workshop video. It's been a while since the pallet teardown, but we finally got back in the shop. So for this first project, besides the pallet project, we are making a bird feeding station for my backyard. I haven't done anything. I just got this house and I haven't really done any outside work, and you all know how much I love birds. So I wanted to build this little station as like a little bird habitat feeding station. And also, I did have some bird feeders already, but they weren't ideal because they were just in this, ugly looking tree and they were not squirrel proof. So, with my love of birding, I wanted to build in this nice structure and also do a little bit of landscaping around it. This build took place over 2 live streams, so I figured to do a little voiceover of the process. And welcome to the wood shop. As you can see, the giant pile of pallet wood is still in the middle. I've had a lot going on in the last couple months, so after the pallet breakdown, it's kind of just sat there. But since this project was completed, I did store it up on the sidewall, and you'll see that in the next workshop videos after this one. But for this project particularly, I am using some leftover fencing material that the previous owners kindly left. Just decided to use it for something other than a fence. And I thought about making it arbor style with like two sides and then a cross beam in the middle, but just decided to go with one fence post instead. So the first step was to make my measurements for the cross lap joint. I wanted to use this project as a way to practice some joinery as well. So the 2 fence panels had a cross lap joint in the middle with the other 2 connected via an edge cross lap joint. So they come together like, a plus sign in the middle. And then I started by using the router, and then I realized it wouldn't be ideal, and then I'd end up losing base support because I would have to take, a 1/4 inch at a time, and I needed to go 3/4 of an inch down. And I didn't want to do that whole cut at once because it's a pretty deep cut with a router, and then I'd also lose that base support, and, safety's number one. So I switched to a circular saw, and this ended up working much better, and then I hammered out the little pieces and wood chiseled them roughly smooth. Again, this is just an outdoor simple project, so it's not the most beautiful thing. And then I did a little dry test and the fence panel seemed to fit fine. I then did the same on the opposite side and got that one to fit fine as well. So next was to do the little edge cross laps. So I measured the joint for the 3/4 inch fence panel and then made the cut using a jigsaw, and I also clamped them together, and I cut both of them at the same time so they'd be uniform, and then I tested the fit and all seemed to look okay. Next was my little mistake. I thought copying this pattern would work for the other 2 panels, but I forgot about that 3/4 inch cross lap joint. Oops. So this kind of ended day 1 here, and yeah, it's a little mistake. It wasn't perfect. And then before the end of day 1, I also added some support pieces at the ends where I could hang the feeders from. So yeah, not perfect, but we got through day 1 and a good rough start here on the project. All right, now on to day 2. So off stream, I decided to fix that edge cross lap joint and also put the structure in position. So I fixed the joint by cutting out another 3/4 inch section right beside the other and then gluing the cutout piece back to the board. So the little 3/4 inch segment I cut out, I glued it to the other side, and then everything slid into place. And yeah, it wasn't pretty and a perfect fit as you can see here. But again, this doesn't have to be perfect, and it works. But today's goal was to get everything set up and then to do some nice landscaping around the base. I picked up some croton, some variegated Trinet arboricola, has a nice yellow and green color to it, some red mulch, and some topsoil from Lowe's. I also bought a 6-inch metal duck piece to act as my anti-squirrel climber. So I first installed it, and it was pretty simple to snap together, and then I added a screw to hold it in place, and I'll show you the results of that later. Then I got through all the digging out of the old grass, which just was a lot more work. It was pretty dry out here, and it was pretty tough digging it all out. And then after I got the little circle dug, I added a bag of topsoil and then placed the plants around. As you can see, Watson approved of the plant layout. So then I got them all planted and added the bag of mulch. And if I could do this again, I would have added 2 bags of topsoil and 2 bags of mulch because I took taking out the grass took out a little bit more dirt than what I planned, and this is my first landscaping project, so everything we're doing here is a learning experience, and we can learn this together. And then to finish, I added all the feeders and the water bath for the birds, and we were all done. We have our final product here. Now we wait to see if the birds come and if the squirrels cannot get up. Bring it back. Drop. Good boy, come on. And it failed, meaning the squirrels got up. Here you can see the squirrel jumping up the feeder, climbing up, and yep. Then I let Watson out, and he was my best deterrent at the time. So what I did was I moved the green feeder a tad higher to prevent their little jumping area to get up, and it worked. So you can see the squirrels trying to jump up here onto the little, metal tubing, and they can't make it up. And I haven't had squirrels up since, and this is about a month I've had this up before getting around to get this video edited together. And now the birds. So to see the birds, I decided to install one of my motion activated security cameras. So I get a motion alert whenever there's a bird at the feeder or the wind blows the feeder too much. It's worth it to have the wind alerts as well, because sometimes I get to see the birds. So birds are loving it so far. I'm getting, a cardinal pair. I'm getting some red-bellied woodpeckers, and I'm getting some blue jays coming by so far. And, if you build it, they will come, and they're slowly showing up. And so they're loving it, and it's been a great little project, and I'm happy to have it in the backyard. It's right outside my sliding glass door, so my cat also just loves laying by that door and watching the birds all day too. You can also see an American goldfinch in the one photo next to the cardinal on the green feeder. But thank you all for watching. If you have any questions on the build, let me know in the comments, and I hope you all have a great day, and see you all next time. Bye-bye.